Both game threes are in the books. The Cavaliers now lead the Hawks 3-0 as well as the Warriors leading the Rockies 3-0. In game three, the Rockets got pummeled on their home floor by 35 points. Cavaliers squeaked out a victory in game three despite LeBron having a poor start to the game. But I want to further this conversation past the non-eventful conference finals and talk about Matthew Dellavedova and Al Horford, because Horford looked to have hit him with a people's elbow after he thought Delly was trying to hit him in his legs. After just in game two, he took out Kyle Korver's legs and almost broke his damn leg. So I want to talk about if Al Horford's ejection in game three was justified, and is Delly really a dirty player? And also there's a new conversation going around of Larry Bird versus LeBron James. Who is greater? In my opinion, that's a two-parted question. Who is the greater player is one question, but also who is greater on an all-time scale? So I'll answer those two questions as well as address the Matthew Dellavedova Al Horford fiasco next. Welcome back to the Best Damn Sports Blog. Back again to talk NBA, specifically this Cavs and Hawks series leading into a larger debate. But the Cavaliers, despite LeBron starting 0 of 10 from the field, 0 of 10 from the field, which is his worst start in his NBA career, including regular season and postseason. He's never gone 0 for 10 until last night against the Hawks. LeBron still ended up with 37 points, 18 rebounds, and 13 assists in an overtime win. Big time stuff from LeBron James. And this led into a debate that's going on ESPN between Larry Bird and LeBron James, who is the greatest small forward of all time. Now, players like Mark Jackson says LeBron James is the greatest small forward of all time. And to me, you can't just go by that. To me, there's two questions in it. It's who is greater all time, and it's also who is the better player. Now, to me, there's no question the better player of the two is LeBron James. We've seen him take talentless teams to the NBA Finals, i.e. 2007 when they got swept by the Spurs. Starting lineup was Mo Williams. No, it was no Mo Williams. The starting lineup had Larry Hughes, Alexander Pavlovich, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Drew Gooden. And he took that team to the NBA Finals, all the way through the Eastern Conference. Larry Bird has had Hall of Famers by his side during his championship reign, as well as LeBron James did. But to me, there's no question LeBron James is the better player than Larry Bird. Larry Bird was crafty, he could shoot, but he cannot dominate a game the way LeBron James can. And LeBron James's versatility is out of this world. He's a point forward. Now, Larry Bird was no slouch. He got his handful of assists as well as a small forward. But LeBron is just in another stratosphere. And you don't need stats to tell you that. You can just look at how he plays the game and see it. Just think about how the Cavaliers won 33 games last year. He comes back, they're headed to the NBA Finals. I'm not sure if Larry Bird heads to a different team with, up-and-coming players, that he could do the same that LeBron James has done. And just think about how the Cavs fell off in 2010 after he left, which led to the Cavaliers being able to draft Kyrie Irving as they won the draft lottery. LeBron James can beat you in the post. He doesn't have a three-point shot, but his ability to drive the lane and finish with ferocity, Larry Bird can definitely not match. And LeBron James, he rules the NBA right now. Wherever he goes, they are the NBA favorites. If he was to up and leave Cleveland and head to a team like, even Minnesota, I don't think they would be title favorites, but they would be in the playoffs next year. Now, on an all-time scale, that's just a little bit different. but they both have a surplus of accomplishments in their NBA career. LeBron is still active, but at the moment, I will give the nod to Larry Bird on an all-time scale by a hair, just a little hair. Larry Bird has 3 NBA championships to LeBron's 2. He's been the NBA Finals MVP twice, just like LeBron James. He was a 12-time All-Star, 3-time MVP, 9-time All-NBA first team. While LeBron, he's already been an All-Star 11 times. He's been the All-Star MVP twice, 9-time first-team NBAer, Finals MVP twice, like I said, even NBA Rookie of the Year. But the reason why I would give Bird the slight edge so far is because his career is cemented. It's over with. LeBron James, he still has a chance to add to his achievements or to have a terrible game or series that can take away from his all-time greatness. Now, in all honesty, I believe he will definitely pass Larry Bird as the greatest small forward of all time because LeBron James is a point forward out there. And I think he may be the best point guard in the league when he chooses to be a point guard. We saw that in Game 3 versus the Hawks with Kyrie Irving out, as well as in Game 2 with Kyrie Irving out. LeBron James does great at the point forward. He came into the league basically as a point guard playing the same position. And LeBron has been dominant since day one, averaged over 20 points since his rookie year. And I just think overall, LeBron will definitely pass Larry Bird as the all-time greatest small forward because he's already the greater player. He just doesn't have the achievements to match Larry Bird per se. Although to me, there's not really a big difference between 2 rings and 3 rings. And let's not forget, Larry Bird played in a much tougher NBA as far as foul calls go as well. So I give him the slight edge right now, but I think LeBron will definitely retire the greatest small forward of all time. And moving on now to Hordford and Dellavedova. Horford, as we know, got ejected in Game 3 because after he thought Delly was trying to take his legs out when they were tied up, falling to the ground, he then fell back on Matthew Dellavedova. Al Horford did, almost elbowing him in the face, although his elbow did catch him, and his body just fell on him loosely, knocking him all the way to the floor, and he was ejected, Al Horford. Dellavedova was just given a technical, and in all fairness, I think Al Horford should not have been ejected, but at the same time, I can understand a little bit where the referees are coming from because they don't want this to continue to escalate, so they had to make a statement. But in a vacuum, what he did to Dellavedova, I don't think warranted him being ejected. I think a flagrant 1 was good enough. And also, I understand where Al Horford is coming from. He just saw Kyle Korver in Game 2 almost get his leg broken by Dellavedova diving into his leg, and that was reckless. There's no question about that at all. And I wouldn't go as far as to say it was dirty because I don't think that was necessarily his intent to take out Kyle Korver's legs. But when you're diving towards someone's legs and then you sweep your body through his legs, I'm like, come on, what do you expect to happen? Kyle Korver may now need surgery. I'm just glad he didn't get his leg broken in the process because his leg was tilted, almost snapped. Almost looked like a bad soccer tackle. But when it comes to Dellavedova being a dirty player, I can't agree with that. He hustles. He's an irritant. He's a good defender. He's a tough Australian kid who's just trying to find his way in the league. His hustle, his defensive effort, and his ability to be an irritant to another team is what is keeping him in the league. So I cannot fault him for that at all. This is how he makes his bread and butter in the NBA, and he's going to continue to be that player. If Al Horford doesn't think he's necessarily dirty, well, I don't either. And as far as that Warriors and Rockets series goes, what's up with Houston? A 35-point loss on your home floor. They were down 20 points, I believe, at halftime on their home floor, down 2-0 in the series with the berth in the NBA Finals on the line. Steph Curry is the MVP, and he proved it in Game 3 with that 40-point performance, as well as breaking the record for most three-pointers in a single playoffs, breaking Reggie Miller's record. And we saw James Harden just fall under pressure. He was a no-show in Game 3 on this home floor with the series on the line and the NBA Finals berth on the line. That's all we needed to see to know that Steph Curry is the real MVP.